Many CELPIP candidates struggle with part 3 of the reading test. They spend hours practicing, but their scores don't improve. The key isn't studying harder, it's using the right strategies. In this video, you'll learn the exact techniques CLB 10+ candidates use. By the end, you'll understand how you can start applying those techniques immediately. If you want to achieve the CELPIP score you need, check out our CELPIP packages. We'll guide you step by step on how to score high, so you'll feel confident on test day. Just click on the link in the description. And now, let's get started. Let's start by understanding what Reading Part 3 actually tests. This section presents you with a lengthy passage divided into several paragraphs. Your task is to decide whether the information appears in the passage. If it does, you have to match it with the specific paragraphs where that information appears. The passage format can vary. You might encounter an article about environmental issues, a discussion of workplace trends, or an explanation of scientific concepts. The key challenge here is that you need to quickly scan multiple paragraphs to locate specific information without reading every word carefully. Now, let's explore tips that will transform how you approach CELPIP Reading Part 3. The first tip is to use a question-by-question approach. This means you should read question 1 first. Identify what information you're looking for, and then scan the passage to find that specific information. Once you've answered question 1, you move on to question 2. Scan the passage again for that information, and continue this process through all questions. High-scoring candidates know that the most efficient approach is working through questions one at a time. This focused approach keeps your mind clear because you're only searching for one piece of information at a time rather than trying to remember 9 different things simultaneously. After reading the question, identify keywords in that question. Keywords are the specific terms, phrases, or concepts that will help you locate the relevant information in the passage. For example, in this passage, question 6 says, "The CN Tower has achieved recognition for its environmentally responsible practices." The keywords here are recognition and environmentally responsible practices. Once you've read your question and identified your keywords, you're ready to scan the passage to find the relevant information. The most effective scanning strategy is to start from the beginning of the passage. Work through it systematically, paragraph by paragraph, until you find what you're looking for. Many candidates make the mistake of jumping around randomly through the passage. This approach wastes time and often causes you to miss information. Start by quickly reading the first paragraph with your keywords in mind. Ask yourself whether this paragraph contains the information your question is asking about. If it does, mark your answer and move on to the next question. If it doesn't, move immediately to the second paragraph and repeat the process. This systematic approach ensures you don't accidentally skip paragraphs and miss the correct answer. It also helps you build familiarity with the passage as you work through questions. If you've already scanned the text multiple times, it will be easier for you to answer later questions. Here's how this works in practice. For question 6, we have already identified the keywords recognition and environmentally responsible practices. Now, let's scan systematically from paragraph A. As you quickly read through paragraph A, you're looking for these keywords or their synonyms. Paragraph A discusses the tower's history, height, and original purpose for communication, but we don't see anything about environmental practices or recognition for them. Let's move on to paragraph B. This paragraph discusses architectural design, the foundation, and the glass floor. Again, no mention of environmental practices or recognition. Paragraph C covers tourism, the Edgewalk attraction, the revolving restaurant and lighting displays, but still nothing about environmental recognition. Finally, paragraph D says, in recognition of these environmental commitments, the CN Tower became the first tower in North America to achieve LEED Silver certification for existing buildings. So paragraph D is the correct answer. Notice how recognition appears directly, while environmentally responsible practices is expressed as environmental commitments and LEED Silver certification. The CELPIP reading test often uses paraphrasing to assess your English skills. This systematic scanning from beginning to end ensures you don't miss the answer by jumping around randomly. Here's a powerful scanning technique that can dramatically improve your efficiency. Pay special attention to the first and last sentences of each paragraph. The first sentence usually introduces the main idea of that paragraph. The last sentence often provides a conclusion, summary, or transition to the next idea. These two sentences frequently contain the most important information in concentrated form. By reading them carefully while scanning quickly through the middle sentences, you can often determine what the entire paragraph discusses without reading every word. Let's take a look at question 5. The foundation of the CN Tower required extensive excavation and materials to ensure stability. Paragraph B begins with, the architectural design of the CN Tower incorporates several noteworthy features that contribute to both its aesthetic appeal and structural integrity. This opening sentence immediately tells you that paragraph B discusses construction and architectural features. So, you have to look closely at paragraph B because the first sentence signals that this paragraph covers architectural and structural elements. Sure enough, the paragraph includes this sentence. Its foundation extends 15 meters into the bedrock and contains 40,500 cubic meters of concrete, which provides essential stability. So B is the correct answer. By the way, if you want this channel to keep going, write yes in the comments, click like and subscribe. We only make videos that you actually want to watch. Tip number 5 is to watch for signal words and phrases. Signal words and phrases are linguistic markers that tell you what kind of information you're about to read. Recognizing these signals can help you match paragraphs to questions much more quickly because you can identify the type of information present without reading every detail. Common signal words include phrases that introduce problems or challenges like difficulty, obstacle, struggle, issue, or concern. If a question asks about challenges or problems, these signal words guide you directly to the relevant paragraph. Similarly, words like benefit, advantage, positive aspect, or improvement signal paragraphs discussing positive outcomes. Comparison signal words like similarly, in contrast, however, or unlike indicate paragraphs making comparisons. Cause and effect signals include because, therefore, as a result, consequently, or due to. For instance, if the question mentions reasons for increased urbanization, you should watch specifically for signal words that indicate causation. When you find a paragraph with phrases like due to economic opportunities or because of industrial growth, these signals tell you that this paragraph discusses causes or reasons. As a result, you know that you should take a closer look at this paragraph. One of the most important skills for achieving CLB 9 and above in Reading Part 3 is recognizing, paraphrasing, and synonyms. The CELPIP deliberately tests whether you understand meaning rather than just matching words. This means the questions frequently use different words and phrases than what appears in the passage itself. Let's take a look at question 9. The CN Tower's exterior lighting is customized for different celebrations throughout the year. When you scan paragraph C, you won't find the exact words. Customized for different celebrations. Instead, you find The CN Tower's exterior lighting system illuminates the structure in themed colors, serving as a massive visual display that can be programmed for various light shows visible throughout the city. Notice the paraphrasing. Customized becomes can be programmed. Different celebrations becomes themed colors and various light shows. Throughout the year is implied by the flexibility of the programming system. Recognizing this paraphrasing is essential for matching the question to the correct paragraph. This is why identifying keywords is so important. When you identify a keyword, you should simultaneously think of all its synonyms. As you scan the passage, you're not just looking for the exact word, you're looking for any word or phrase that expresses the same concept. Next, be careful with distractors. CELPIP Reading Part 3 includes clever distractors designed to confuse you. A distractor is a paragraph that seems like it might answer your question because it contains some related words or concepts, but it's not actually the correct answer. Learning to identify and avoid distractors is crucial for scoring highly. One common distractor type is the partial match. This is when a paragraph mentions your keywords, but doesn't actually provide the specific information your question asks for. Here's an example. Question 7 says, the CN Tower serves as a weather monitoring station for Environment Canada. When you scan the passage, you can see that paragraph A mentions that it's a communications and observation tower. This might seem related to monitoring or observation activities. This is a distractor. The paragraph discusses communication technology for broadcasting, not weather monitoring for Environment Canada. If you only notice the word observation without reading the full context, you might incorrectly select paragraph A. The correct answer is actually E. This information is not mentioned anywhere in the passage. This shows why reading the complete context around keywords is so important. To avoid these traps, always read the complete sentence or section where your keywords appear, not just the keywords themselves. Make sure the context actually matches your specific question. Ask yourself, does this paragraph answer the exact question I just read, or does it just mention related topics? This can prevent you from selecting attractive wrong answers that contain the right words in the wrong context. Tip number 8 is crucial. Don't spend too long on one question. Time management is extremely important in CELPIP Reading Part 3. If you have scanned through all the paragraphs carefully and still haven't found a clear match for your current question, it's time to make your best guess and move forward. Sometimes the answer you're struggling to find becomes obvious when you're scanning for a later question. Now, this is important. Don't leave the question blank. Choose an answer. In the CELPIP reading test, there's no penalty for wrong answers, so leaving a question blank guarantees you 0 points. By contrast, if you make an educated guess, you have a chance of earning the point. When guessing, choose the paragraph that seems most related to your question's topic, even if you couldn't find a perfect match. That's it! These are 8 tips you must know to score highly in CELPIP Reading Part 3. If you're serious about achieving the CELPIP score you need, check out our CELPIP packages using the link below. We'll guide you step by step on how to score high, so you'll feel confident on test day. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you're notified when the next video comes out. Also, share this video with your friends so they can improve their CELPIP score too. See you in the next video!